Oh, hi, Scorpio. Welcome. This is Infinite Scorpio for the week ahead. You might be cross-watching for a Scorpio, also fine by me. I'm doing this on a Sunday instead of a Saturday. I just had to take a bit of time for myself, which was much needed. It was a big week, but obviously very much so wanting to do these readings as well. So I wish I had unlimited energy. I just don't, unfortunately. Anyway, here we are. It's good. Also, I'm thinking of reformatting how I do this. So, looking at doing pre-recorded and then extendeds as well. So we'll see how we go. But I'm probably going to swap it up in the next few weeks, maybe to a month. I think that shifted. I want to do it as soon as I can, but I'm still adjusting to things. Anyway, Scorpio, this is for you. 5 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot. This deck here to get your current situation. 5 more cards from this more traditional deck to get advice and insights as to how to move forward in the next week with what you're going through. And then 1 Work Your Light Oracle card as well, just because they usually give some good stuff. 1 more shuffle and we'll get into it. Please keep in mind, this reading is for your entertainment. So take what resonates, throw away the rest. If it doesn't fit, then it's probably not your reading. So go and check out other readings in your chart, etc., and you might be able to find something good. But hopefully we can get some nice nuggets of wisdom for you here. So let's do it, Scorpio. Let's get on into it. Wow, the cards are feeling a bit loosey-goosey. All right. What's going on with Scorpio? That's too many cards. That's not. Temperance out first. Card of Sagittarius. The moon in the reverse on the bottom of that massive stack of cards. Temperance is about balance, transformation, patience as well. It's the Alchemist card. Is that just 1? The 2 of Wands next. I guess looking at your landscapes. Pardon me. Ooh, the Father of Pentacles. And pardon me, sorry, Scorpio, and the Strength card. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, possibly, and then Leo coming up here as well on the board. Strength in the upright. Don't mind me just having a chuckle. I know some Scorpios at the moment might find this reading rather interesting. And the 7 of Swords in the reverse, which is a great card as well. Well, it's not great, but it's about having all the facts and no longer being in denial and seeing things for what they are, seeing the truth of the situation. So I'll go through them one by one, but your overall energy coming in is the Chariot. So your energy coming in, Scorpio. Card of Cancer, you might be dealing with a Cancerian or letting it go. Not feeling very victorious, though, with the Chariot in the reverse here. So the Hierophant, maybe wanting commitment or maybe in your commitments. The Devil in reverse, Cancer, Taurus, and Capricorn here. Could be dealing with a few earth signs. All major arcanas, though. Looks like not feeling victorious, like wanting commitment or focusing on tradition stability, releasing toxic situations. Maybe there's a bit of conflict as well happening there, and a bit of heartbreak. That's enough digging into the back of the deck. I think you're going through a lot, Scorpio, and just, overall not feeling super victorious. But it looks like you're releasing some stuff, bit of conflict, maybe going through a bit of heartbreak. 8 of Cups in the reverse. Maybe still not really walking away from something. Anyway, that was enough of a dig. Through and through, overall, these cards as individuals mean, so I guess having a lack of balance, patience, or transformation. It is in the reverse. Card of Sagittarius as well. Could be dealing with a Sag. But it is, I guess, not having that balance, not really feeling patient, not having gone through the shift yet. Looking at your environment, looking at your landscapes, assessing things as how they are. Not really feeling like giving right now. Might be releasing Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn kind of energy, or not connected with this King of Pentacles like energy. I actually feel like it's you not feeling like you can give right now, not feeling like you want to give right now. Though Strength, card of Leo in the upright. So feeling strong in another way. I feel like this is good. I feel like there's been a shift here. And then maybe coming out of denial. So maybe you didn't have all the facts. Maybe now you've got all the facts. and you can see things clearly. Or now, it's a great card. I like these last two cards. So that's pretty nice to end that on. So that's what they all sort of mean. I feel like I feel like you're going through. I feel like you're kind of going through something. Maybe you haven't completely shifted, or you weren't like that, feeling that way, but it looks like you're looking at your situation for what it is. Maybe not ready to give, but there's a strength there. Maybe you have facts about things now, or even just about yourself now that you didn't before. I think that's good overall. I mean, they're going to give it. I'll just give it 2 more shuffles. I think we'll get the advice, and then we'll get you a work your light as well, Scorpio. Yar. Yar. I'm a pirate, it seems. Okay. Alrighty. Feels nice and it goes well. When it explodes everywhere, it's another story. All right. And the bottom will be overall advice. 2 here. Do I want them that way or that way? I want them that way. I don't know why. Okay. In any case, it still works. Remember how I said when it explodes, 2 of Cups, 10 of Cups, that's about successful love. And the 2 of Pentacles, and I flipped it automatically, so I'm taking it. So, yeah. Just having a little look-see. That I get. Get that too a little bit. I think there could be a bit of confusion about who you are right now, or how you want to give your energy. That I understand. And interesting as a flipped card, as a sideways card for advice. It's funny though, because it almost looks more balanced that way. I understand it. Okay, so the overall energy, the overall advice, if you get one thing, it's the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So could be to release Aries, Leo, Sag again. Though overall, it's to not invest like sexually right now as advice. So don't just leap forward passionately into something. So that's the overall advice. So I'm looking at the bottom of this deck now as the overall advice for the week ahead. Don't just leap straight into something, adventurously don't just leap into something. That's what that means. 10 of Pentacles. Focus on your home life and building your own solid foundations as well. So anyway, don't just leap into something new and passionate. That's not advice. That is advice. It's not the right thing to do. That is the advice. Anyway, that's enough of that before I can't speak anymore. So overall, don't just leap into something new is what that's saying, not something passionate. You might need to sort of figure out your shit first. So let's have a look at this. Okay, Scorpio. So Temperance, first card up, card of Sagittarius. So it's in the reverse. So you might not be feeling balanced, might be lacking a bit of patience, might not be feeling like you're going through a transition. If that's the case, your advice card is actually to be a little bit apathetical. It could be to disengage a little bit emotionally. So this card, in the situation is about cups being offered, but you're not interested in any of them. So as advice, it's saying like disconnect emotionally, change, or it might just let it shift itself as well. So if you don't invest so much emotionally, it might naturally allow you to shift with whatever's going on. So don't take any of the cups right now. Just put the cups down. Next up, 2 of Wands. So looking at your environment, looking at your situation for what it is. The advice here is actually the 10 of Wands in the reverse. So that's putting a heavy burden down. You might need to have a look in your life where you're carrying some kind of a burden and put it down. Put it down, be that metaphorical or physical. Okay, so I don't know what that means. Maybe you just need to stop doing some activity that's not helping you anymore. Maybe you need to stop trying at something up here, trying to make it work or figure it out. You might just need to put it down. So look at your environment, assess your situation, where you're at, not where you want to be, not where you're from, where you're at right now, and put down this burden. Advice. I know I'm yelling at you to do that, but I just feel like it's important to stress that. You need to put the burden down. Get less engaged and put the burden down. I do. That's what I'm getting here. I think this is a time of I think it is a time of rebalancing. There's confusion around it, both balancing and balancing here. So yeah. If you're feeling like, again, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but you could be feeling like you don't know how to give right now, King of Coins, you're just not feeling very giving, not feeling that king-like energy. The advice is either release some kind of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Though I also more see it as, don't feel like you need to be this super creative, super adventurous, loving, like, not loving, that's more like water sign. Don't feel like you need to be this super radiant being again. I feel like there's a bit of confusion around who you are right now or what it is, how you want to approach things. And this basically talks about not worrying about having all of the creative solutions and being super ignited, like some kind of king traveling entrepreneurial, creative energy. You don't need to be that right now. If you're not feeling like giving, don't feel like you need to shift your energy. I think it's just about looking at where you're at and trying to disengage from what isn't serving you and put down the burdens that aren't serving you. That's probably going to help you figure out how to turn both of these upright. But you don't need to stress about having those creative solutions right now. You might need to solve some other stuff before you can shift into that energy. So, or like release some other stuff and disconnect from other stuff, I should say. Strength card of Leo. Beautiful card on the board. I feel like that's about your own inner strength as well. Might be dealing with a Leo. But I actually really think this is to do with your own strength. And I nearly pulled those two the other way around. Whereas this would have been disconnects. Don't worry if you're not feeling super creative. And the 8 of Pentacles would have been under the Father, like you might need to work on learning how to give again. But I didn't. I chose them this way. So it becomes, keep working on being strong. Keep working at getting into a place that builds on your strength. And physically, like this is Pentacles here as well. So 3D, go out and do the exercise. Go for the job interview. Take that class. Wash the dishes. I always use that example, but really it's just such a simple thing to say. So it could be as much as, washing the dishes or, running a marathon that you've been planning for a year for, so whatever it is that you need to be strong for, putting in the work is advice. That's the important part for you, Scorpio. Next up, you might have sort of gotten the facts. You're not in denial anymore. You're admitting the truth to yourself about something. There could be some confusion around how to rebalance things, but the advice is really don't worry about needing to do that yourself, which is interesting because both of these in the reverse, I think this is more about disconnecting, putting down the burden and let life rebalance itself for you. Just admit the truth to yourself and everything will come from that. Because if you're being honest and you're acting honestly, within yourself and with the world, things will naturally balance into a place that fit that truth for you. So for instance, if you don't want to drink anymore and you're very honest about that, that will create an effect where you stop doing that eventually. It'll rebalance itself. There might need to be things that you know, have to figure out, but trust that it'll fall into place. Or if you, you know, realize that some sort of situation isn't good for you anymore, or you haven't been putting in the work, the more honest you can get about that, the more this will naturally take care of itself. When we're in denial about things, that's when this is hard work. But when we are honest with things, even our own bad habits, like you might go, maybe you do want to drink, but you know that you're drinking a lot. The more honest you can be, like, oh, I drink so much. I'm just drinking all the time. It will naturally just kick into gear at some point. So just stay honest with it. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's where you're at with drinking. It's just one example. It could be a relationship. It could be another habit. It could be your own mind and your own perception of things. But the more honest you are, the balancing out like will most likely start to take care of itself. That's what I'm getting as advice. So take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, throw it out. All right, Scorpio, let's get you a Work Your Light Oracle card. Very interesting reading again today. Boop, beep, bop. Pardon me, just do one more shuffle. Oh, that didn't go through. I got too complacent. No, it's not the word. I always thought that meant like apathetical. It doesn't. It means sort of proud. Like proud to the point of taking it for granted or something. Anyway, sort of. I think that's what it means. Whoa, that one wanted to come out. Oh, this was in the last reading, I'm pretty sure as well. That was for Libra. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? So really, really prevalent again. You know, if you are feeling out of balance, there's an alignment that needs to be made. I think asking the question is the most important thing, you know, acknowledging it, being honest with it, with this Seven of Swords here. Just get really honest about what is not aligned or needs to change or needs to change. So the sooner you can do that, the more real you can be about that, the more often you can be real about that. That's going to create that sort of shift for you. And again, if you don't get anything else out of this, this is don't just leap into things willy-nilly. Pun intended now. I've decided it was intended. Don't just leap into things with your body. Don't do it. Just take a breather on that front. So that's your reading, Scorpio. I hope that it gave you something to work with. I think it was a very fascinating reading. Hopefully you got something out of it. Please also do like and subscribe. I'm aiming to get to 100 viewers by the end of the year, hopefully even beforehand. So I really do appreciate it. It really supports my channel, helps me grow. Would love to see more of you as well and continue these readings. Well, I'm going to do them anyway, but I'd really appreciate your support. It would mean a lot. I'm going to move on now to Sagittarius, then Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So I might see you there. In any case, Scorpio, have a wonderful space time wherever you are, and I will catch you next reading. Bye.